In my Black Adam review, I stated that Black Adam was the last great DCEU movie. Well, this is the last DCEU movie, period. This is the movie upon which the last memory of the DCEU will be based. This is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That's right, folks. This is your man on the moon here with yet another episode of Moonlight Kingdom Reviews, and I'm reviewing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, not Last Kingdom. Yeah. This is that review on Moonlight Kingdom Reviews coming up right now. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, right off the bat, I just want to say this movie looks amazing. There's we've been plagued with bad CGI over the course of this year. Like movies upon movies, whether it be Indiana Jones or that like the Star Wars TV shows or Marvel TV shows or hell even other DCEU films have been plagued with bad CGI. This has been the year of funky looking CGI and all that. But this movie has none of that. This movie clearly, there's movies this year where you wonder, where did all that money go? In this movie, you can see where all that money went. It's on the screen. It's in your ears. It's all up in this joint, man. Atlantis looks amazing as ever. Arthur still looks cool in his costume. You know, this film looks amazing. The monsters still look terrifying. That's, I'm giving this movie as much praise as I can in terms of the looks department. It is beautiful. When they say, see this on the biggest screen possible, I mean, I don't recommend that if it's a bit pricey for you, but like, see this on like the most high def screen possible. Like, if you're gonna see this on like your phone or your laptop, make sure it's like 720 or above, dude. 480 ain't gonna cut it, man. Alright, 1080. If you can get that 4K resolution, you get it when you see this movie. Yeah. Yeah. So I was watching this movie and as you can tell by my praising of how this movie looks, it's an amazing film. It's fun to look at. There's some I'm not gonna spoil everything, but the movie I'm just gonna give a rundown of the things I liked in this film. Just this is gonna be try to make this review as quick as possible. I like that the song "Born to Be Wild" plays while Arthur is managing being a dad with taking care of a kingdom. It shows his character, him as a person, as a character. Yeah, he very much fits that "Born to Be Wild" song, but it plays almost ironically because "Born to Be Wild" is playing while he's doing dad stuff, like putting on diapers and the scene when he steps on a fire truck and it goes off and he crushes it. He listens. There's no sound. Just when he thinks he's in the clear, and he didn't wake up his kid. We hear crying, and it's because if you had a kid, even if you haven't had a kid, if you have a kid living in your house, you need to be and the kid is finally asleep. You need to be wary of the noise you make. Don't be slamming doors. Don't be cooking with pots and pans. Just even that random noise, even the slightest sound, and you just hear wow, oh man, but it was I love that. That was funny. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna give a rundown. I don't want to spoil nothing, but Black Manta basically wants to cause global warming as part of his sinister plot to get revenge on Aquaman. This movie does Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets better than that movie, especially with all the different regions we get to visit and all the different places we see, especially that pirate kingdom that they go down to. That's really cool to look at. There's so many things in this movie that are cool to look at, but yeah. When they find out where Black Manta is hiding out, the movie then goes full journey to the mysterious island with its giant bugs and giant plants and mutants and all that, which are being affected by Manta's plot. Orm and Arthur there's even Orm and Arthur sneak into Black Manta's base, and Randall Park's character, Dr. Shen, I think is called, he tries to give himself up, and they're it's funny because they're debating whether or not they should knock the guy out, and then Arthur's knock him out. Orm's no, okay, I'll knock him out. Wait, no. Like he tries to give himself up and then like lay out and then give the layout like what's going on and explain the plan, but they get interrupted by an explosion. That old plot device is back from the first movie, and I loved it when I saw it. Like, haha, exposition interrupted by an explosion. Exposition man, yeah, good old James Wan. Oh man. Orichalcum, that's what it is. The plot, orichalcum, the thing that the bad guys are using for energy. It's basically it equals underwater industrialization. When I say underwater industrialization, I mean like that's the backstory. Like the kingdom that used orichalcum basically had like this crazy leap forward in terms of technology and building and whatnot, but at a great cost because it really messed up the environment, kind of like industrialization in the 1800s. Yeah, we had all these machines and equipment and all that, but the amount of smoke generated from them really messed with the air quality, and underwater, it like really messed with like their quality of life. And it was like, man, yeah, you're progressing in terms of whatever, but like the cost of it is too much, man. You got to dial that stuff back. Atlantis versus the Lost Kingdom backstory told by Orm after he touched the Black Trident. Like it's that story of like King Atlan having to take on the head of the Lost Kingdom, who's his own brother, leads into this scene where Arthur and Orm are fighting each other, and it's poetic in that way because here's these two brothers like divided by a lot of things, and they're two very different ways of going about it, and here they are duking it out once more, not for the throne but like for a more personal reason, because that first movie it was very much they're fighting for the throne and for the fate of Atlantis, but in this one they're fighting for more personal reasons. Like, yeah, Arthur wants to save his family and stop the bad guy. Orm also wants to stop the bad guy, but he wants to like reclaim what he feels was his birthright, a birthright that he feels was stolen from him by Arthur. There's a scene where they're walking together in the woods, and um Arthur basically tells Orm like, man, I never like you'd have been a pretty good king if you weren't such like a jerk about it. Like, what? And Orm is like, wait, you never had any aspirations to take the throne? I was like, hell no, I hate this job. Like, like he would have. The only reason he came looking for him and came trying to take it from him is because he was being a dick to the surface world. That's it. That's the only reason, because he was threatening the surface world. If Orm had kept Atlantis and its people underwater and just stayed that way, Arthur would have had no reason to come looking for him. He could have kept all of that if he just, wasn't as tyrannical as he was. And there was a thing that was like, it's not enough that you take his girl, but you took it's not. I think like Black Manta said it like, it's not enough that you took his throne, but you took his girl too. I was laughing at that. I don't remember who said that, but I remember that it's somewhere in this movie. This movie's funny in a lot of places. Not even like badly funny. Not even trying too hard to make you laugh, but like it's a pretty solid buddy comedy formula between Orm and Arthur as they journey to try to stop uh Black Manta from using the Black Trident to, destroy the oceans and wipe out Arthur's bloodline. That's pretty good. Yeah, there's a scene where everybody's gearing up to go after Black Manta. Like Dolph Lundgren's character is back, and he's handing everybody weapons, and heroic music is playing. Like real music to get everyone pumped and going. Then as Orm comes up to get a weapon, the music cuts out. It's like, "Ew," and he like pulls back the rifle, and instead he gives Orm an axe. It later goes into this scene where the guys are like trying to ascend this like mountain of sorts, and the Dolph Lundgren character is trying to like climb, and he's like falling, and he looks to Orm and he's like, "Help me!" Orm just looks at him, and he has a sinister look on his face, and he just climbs the other way, and the guy's looking at him like, "What the?" And for a moment there, I'm looking at Orm, and I'm like, "He's really gonna leave this guy, isn't he?" Like he's. It's like you've been nothing but a pain the whole movie, and you expect him to help you. Like, man, kick rocks, and then he just keeps climbing. And as Dumbledore's about to fall, it's like, ha! Orm for the save. Turns out he wasn't climbing to get away from him. He was climbing around the thing so he could get a better, like, leverage on to, like, save him properly. And after that, he, like, sees that, Orm's really changed. he takes a gun off one of his troops and he gives it to Orm. And I'm thinking, okay, cool, that you show Orm that you trust him, but like you just disarmed one of your troops, man. Anyway, there's a cliche in this movie. There's a bunch of cliches in the movie. One of the hero's henchmen being wary of one of the bad guy's henchmen becomes wary of the bad guy's true mission and things have gone too far and he turns against him eventually. Yeah, that's in here. The hero offering to save the bad guy, but the bad guy being so like hates the hero so much that he willingly like leaves to his own demise instead of taking the hero's hand. That's in here too. Yeah, the last movie made Aquaman's costume cool, and this movie found a way to make Aquaman riding a seahorse look cool as well. It's not your normal seahorse. This seahorse is like neon blue, and it's called Storm. And I'm like, damn, he's so cool. I wish we could have seen more of him. Yeah. This film, the choreography in this film is amazing. There's a fight at the end between Black Manta and Aquaman, and another fight between Orm and Aquaman. It really reminded me of the last fight in the first Aquaman movie where they were fighting on top of that Atlantean ship. That was, and the camera was swirling around them while they're hitting. There were no quick cuts or like sudden zooms or anything. It was really cool. James Wan is a really great film director, and he knows how to use his camera in unique and interesting ways. So yeah, I give props where props are due. Amber Heard is in this movie. Like there was serious rumors floating around, like her role was significantly cut from what it was originally intended, and it's clear that I mean, hell, even in an earlier podcast, I was like, she's probably only going to be in like two scenes, and she'll either be cut out of the story or just taken out by Manta. But that's not what happens. We think that it is when he does initially go after Aquaman and his kingdom, but eventually she comes back, and throughout the film, she was never a distracting presence. She played her part pretty well. I'll give praise to Amber Heard. I mean, I know it's not particularly great to do so, given what's happened like in the past year and all that, but like, hey, I'll give praise where praise is due. I'm able to separate the art from the artist, and she played her role pretty well. Yeah, Jason Momoa, this has got to be his best performance as Aquaman, because like we've only seen him in like three movies technically. Justice League, that Flash cameo doesn't really count. He doesn't do much except collapse in a puddle. And yeah, this movie, it's a pretty good movie. Aside from the fact that it feels disconnected from everything, it doesn't really connect to anything. There was a story that a Ben Affleck was supposed to have a cameo as Batman in this movie, and that was cut. James Gunn has gone on to to like not disprove. He's gone on to like disagree. He said, "Oh, there was never any Ben Affleck cameo." Yet there was a picture of Ben Affleck and Jason Momoa standing there. Like there's a picture of Jason Momoa hugging Ben Affleck, and he said that he was on the set of Aquaman. So don't give me this story that there was no Affleck cameo. Yes, there was. There was. But then like I think they cut it so that it would so that the ending of the Flash would make sense. Like because if they didn't, it wouldn't make sense. And if they cut Ben Affleck's cameo because at the end of the Flash, Ben Affleck isn't the Batman, it's George Clooney, and they wanted to maintain that continuity, and they're not gonna bring Clooney in to do Ben Affleck's cameo, so screw that. Moving on, this movie was enjoyable. The action was awesome. It was pretty. The movie itself was pretty to look at. We had a we had a variety of different underwater creatures and like civilizations to see. The villains looked genuinely horrific. The exposition didn't feel like it was detracting from the story. There was never a point where the story stops dead to like explain something to you. It was very well paced, and yeah, there's not a lot of wasted footage in this movie. Like coming in at only 2 hours, it's a pretty good film. Came in out on 22nd of Christmas, I think. I saw it in the theaters on the 23rd. But yeah, this is it's a good movie. A solid 8.8 out of 10 tridents I give this movie. My man. All right. There you have it, Moonlight Citizens. This has been Man on the Moon on another episode of Moonlight Kingdom Reviews for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the last DCEU movie. 10 years, man. With the release of this movie, the DCEU has ended. 10 years. And it was good 10 years, man. Even the downs. It was a very good 10 years. Was a good 10 years for Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Shazam. But not for Superman or Batman. Was a very good 10 years for even the that Air movie whose title I cannot say on this channel, 'cause I don't want to be demonetized. I'm tired of risking that. Your man getting broke out here. Life on the moon ain't cheap. But otherwise, it's been a very good 10 years. You didn't stick around just to hear me singing. If you have, thank you. Man, a goodbye and farewell to the DCEU. It was superb, man. From Man of Steel to the Zack Snyder's Justice League, to the first Shazam, first Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and man, there was so many ups to it, but now James Gunn has come out and he's starting over with his DC universe, but we'll always remember the DC extended universe, and hey, if things work out over at Netflix, we won't have to remember it, we'll be able to continue it with the Snyderverse, but hey, that's another thing. 8.8 Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It's a great movie and worthy of a rewatch, not for anything connecting to any other movies or whatever, but as a movie on its own, it works as its own separate movie, though I'm not a fan of that post-credit scene, I did enjoy everything that came before it. So, this has been Moonlight Kingdom Reviews on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have yourself a Merry, Merry Christmas. All right.
I was born to be a fighter, had these dreams and desires. I would be something better, energy, got a fire in my soul to keep burning, a pain that keep hurting, a curse is emerging, feel the thirst, keep on working, I won't stop, I won't quit, to the top of this shit, I get lost in the work, sweat dripping, not a bitch, I get mad, I get pissed, I get after this shit, hit the gas, feel the grip, adrenaline, never miss, I'm not patient, but I've learned to embrace it, 'cause I've been working, I've been waiting, never complacent, 'cause I'm so close, I could taste it, want it away from everything I've been chasing. I'm honest and I promise that I got this. I'm launching, all I've wanted has been exhausting. I'll teach you how to harness, control the conscious. You got this, yeah you got this, you gotta want it. Life ain't fair, are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must beware. Got 'em like hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. Got 'em like I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. Yeah, watch out, I'm fighting hard for the crown. Yeah, no doubt, I'll be the best pound for pound. I'm obsessed with winning, this is my house. So watch out, I'm coming to the top by value. I'm addicted to winning, if that's a sin, I'll be sinning. I'm disciplined when I'm in it, and this is just the beginning. The money, yeah, I'll be printing while helping others make millions. See, I'm not selfish, no villain, but still I'm making the killing. I'm here for greatness, you can't lock me into cages. Deserve to be on stages, I will be the greatest. Do it yourself, I made it. DIY from the basement. I'll take my life into my own hands, my own plan. Yeah, I got a backbone, designing my own program. I'll mentor the next wave of the bravest, so don't be late, I'm about to make changes. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will the place scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Got 'em like, hey, hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or is your place scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Got 'em like, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, and you must beware. Yeah, I'm on it, it's not coming. To be the best I can be, I'm evolving. I see